Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Kirkham. I'm the principal at Maui Preparatory Academy, and it is my pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this evening. To get things going, if we could all please stand. The American flag is over there. Hawaii state flag is over here. Miss Tessa Chin and Aiden Blue, members of the class of 2023, will be leading us in the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i. All right, thank you, Tessa and Aiden. Everyone may be seated. Thank you for your patience as we got started a little bit late here. The faculty and the seniors were too busy having a big cry fest up in the dining hall. It's my pleasure to invite to the podium to give our welcome address this evening our head of school, Dr. Miguel Solis.
Aloha. And good evening. This year has been something very special and very memorable. While the whole world and much of our country has been dealing with COVID-19, some schools have had to close completely and of course maneuver through instructing students mostly online. The stressors that come with that are very daunting. Various members of my family, colleagues and friends on the mainland who are also educators have expressed their discontent and have reached out to me as I updated them on what we at Maui Prep have been doing. And no doubt, we have been successful in dealing with this pandemic. We have been with on-campus instruction since August 2020. I do feel I need to begin with this because this year, with the help of everyone in this community, we made it happen so we can have these young men and women seated here before us be celebrated today. Let's give them a big round of applause. overcoming the adversity of a world pandemic, being able to stay open and have some sense of normalcy certainly wasn't easy, but it was worth it as I look around at all of us gathered here tonight. I just want to remind everyone here that it took a team and a community like Maui Prep to be able to pull this off. It begins from the top with the help and backing of our entire Board of Trustees present this evening. Could the entire Board of Trustees and their spouses please stand and be recognized? Let's give them a big hand. To the board, thank you for volunteering your time and talents to this very special place. Board members volunteer their time, and let me tell you, it's a lot of time that goes into being a board member. So a big mahalo to all of you. I also want to recognize a very special person tonight, a pueo through and through. He and his family love this school. They have poured so much of themselves into Maui Prep so it can be the best school in Northwest Maui. If you've ever had a conversation with him, all he says is that I do it for the students. The passion he has is palpable. I don't know how you thank someone that builds a gymnasium that bears his family's name, but with a simple standing ovation and a lei. Please stand, Mr. Jim Bozick. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for believing in all of us and Maui Prep. And you may be seated. Thank you. As many of you know, Jim will be stepping down as president, but will still be a board member. I'm very happy that Jim will be succeeded by a very smart man as well, and that is Mr. Ralph Pies, also present here tonight. I also want to take this moment to also recognize my administration. Please stand, Mr. Kirkham, Dr. Zamora, Mr. Reeder, Mrs. Jerome, Mrs. Glass, Miss Liz Tursick, our admissions director, who has, by the way, worked tirelessly to help make this a successful record enrollment year in the history of Maui Prep. Thank you, Liz. And of course, the entire faculty and staff, please stand and be recognized. A big mahalo also goes out to our buildings and grounds staff that help maintain, sanitize, disinfect our classrooms. Our school has never looked so great, so thank you, buildings and grounds. I know, kind of a long welcome, but you see, class of 2021, this year alone, so much has been accomplished so that you can have this moment and we can celebrate you tonight. Every single person here has in some way had a hand in your education, whether you know them or not. And we can't wait to see what happens next in your lives. I hope you're able to see that. I hope you value that. We're here celebrating all of you. You, the graduates, have demonstrated the ability to endure despite all the obstacles that came at you, and you still excelled academically and cheered each other on. It's important to maintain this respect and continue on with that long-lasting feeling of ohana beyond today. All I ask of you is to pay it forward to Maui Prep for all the good things that have been able to bring you up to this moment. We want to know what you're up to, how you're impacting those around you, and how the next 4 years will further change you. 4 years go by really quickly, and so much of that can happen. So much can happen in that time. While you're away in college, Maui Prep will of course continue to evolve as well. This year alone has been telling of what the school, or where the school is headed. There is a plethora of projects slated to happen this summer alone. Our work is cut out for us, really. A brand new design lab that will have an outdoor working area, a Summer of Excellence program that will begin in some weeks, a growing athletics program, and increasing student body for the upcoming school year, chances are that when you come back to visit, you'll notice there have been more changes, and change is good sometimes. Finally, I'm happy to say that for the upcoming school year, an alumni will be working at Maui Prep. Now a professional leading the advancement department with 2 other members, Miss Amanda Graham, class of 2017, will be leading innovative projects here at Maui Prep, literally advancing our school further. Heads up, she'll be contacting you. So if you ever think about coming back and working for Maui Prep, we would love to see that happen. Besides, the views behind me never get old. Mahalo to each and every one of you. What you were able to accomplish throughout the years, and specifically this year, you have expanded Maui Prep's horizons, and despite your graduating today, you'll always be a part of us. Keep us in mind, keep us relevant in your life, and we will be rooting for you through whatever endeavors your life throws at you. You got this, class of 21. Go get them. Thank you very much.
Look at all the people that are here just for you guys. Look at all the people that snuck in that weren't on the guest list just for you guys. You guys are loved and you're adored, aren't you? We got several alums in the crowd back there too. It's always great when our alums come back. So welcome to you guys too. Please welcome soon-to-be graduate of the class of 2021 and senior class president, Ashley Nielsen, to present the senior class gift.
Hi, everyone. The Hawaiian paddle is a symbol for the rich culture and history of the Hawaiian Islands. Many years ago, Hawaiian ancestors made their way to our islands on voyaging canoes. Using paddles powered by their bodies and navigation guided by the stars, they welcomed this journey into the unknown. It is my pleasure to present this year's senior gift. This locally sourced engraved koa paddle represents all of our hard work over our academic careers. Maui Prep has given us an education, and they symbolically provided the paddle for us to reach our next steps. Just as these pioneers took a giant leap of faith, the class of 2021 is as well. For some of us, this means college. For others, this means career development and embracing adulthood. The path to our next step is not straightforward. There may be rough patches or detours, yet no matter how rough the waters may be, we will be able to use our paddles to guide us through. Thank you.
Mahalo, Ashley, and the seniors. What a beautiful paddle and plaque. We look forward to continuing on with the tradition and showing that on campus here. And now let's welcome to the podium Maui Prep soon-to-be graduate member of the class of 2021 to give tonight's salutatory address, Miss Sydney Snyder.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sydney Snyder, and it is my honor to be standing here as salutatorian of the class of 2021 today. 165 months ago, I was carried into Maui Prep's preschool room. At that time, I had no idea how much the school would grow to mean to me. Granted, at 4, I did not know a lot of things. But at that time, what seemed to be just another day was really my introduction to this ohana, which helped shape me into the person I am today. Maui Prep is the only school I've known, so it would have been easy to think that everyone's kind and nourishing nature was the status quo. But as I've grown up surrounded by familiar and new faces, it has become obvious that Maui Prep goes above and beyond in its focus on teaching with real-life experiences and helping its students be successful. Now, I could go on and on about community service opportunities, school events, amazing field trips, but tonight I'm going to focus on maybe the more overlooked element, the everyday parts of this community that we will take away with us as we go out into this world. When I say everyday parts of school, I do not by any means mean dull. This senior year, we had to deal with the senior stressors of college applications, APs, honor classes, clubs, sports, all in conjunction with the added challenge of COVID. This has been quite a year, but we are the only high school on island to have had a full year of in-person classes, despite the consensus at the beginning of the year bet being that fall break would be another extended spring break situation. I am so thankful that we have been given this opportunity to have this final celebration as a class. Through all these years, Maui Prep has been the school that has taught by example, and the COVID-19 situation was no exception. In our assemblies, my classmates and I recite the school's 10 commitments to living aloha, often half-jokingly, but I think that this year we have all taken to heart the core value of seeking and appreciating challenges. As we've been faced with new challenges like COVID, faculty, parents, and students have all shown resilience and gone forward with positive attitudes, even if things were not what we expected. Just as a testament to overcoming challenges, in this year when spectator sports were not allowed, behind me still sit 2021 cross-country, tennis, surf, and many more champions in sports, academics, everything. My classmates have not only made our senior year memorable, they've also shown underclassmen that, in the words of Roger Crawford, being challenged in life is inevitable, being defeated is optional. Through our school's many changes, whether it be in leadership, teachers, students, or even logos, we have shown that the Pueo spirit remains strong. Some things never change. I mean, we will always have the aggressively competitive Pueo challenges and lip sync battles. We will always have the daily struggle with dress code violators. Mr. Lee will always respond when asked how he's doing that he's happy as a clam, and Mr. Reader will always push for more participants in the Go Pueo challenge. And we will always have teachers and coaches who are experts in everything they do. When Dr. Moylan steps into the chemistry lab with his lab coat on, or when Mr. Bailey starts prepping up for a game of basketball, you know they both mean business. Those that have made it their commitment to teach students have made sure they always put their best foot forward and set an example for what to strive for. The same is true with my classmates. As ones who tutor younger students, hold club leadership positions, participate in student government, and lead teams, my class has shown that the best way to get across what is expected is to set a good example. So while I may not be standing with the same tiny class that I started with 14 years ago, I couldn't have asked for a better group to have gone on this journey with, and I want to give a huge mahalo huge mahalo to all of you who have come out to support my amazing classmates. Whether you made a Whether you made a trip across the country to be here, drove 2 minutes up the hill, or are watching on the live feed, your support means the world to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sydney. At this time, I would like to ask you to draw your attention to our side stage here for a special performance of See You Again by Maui Prep's very own 7 a.m. band.
We dedicate this song to the class of 2021, and we're excited for the next time we can see you again. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Who knew all the things we would, the things we've been through, that I'd be standing right here talking to you about
without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you
Thank you, 7 a.m. band. Let's give another big round of applause. That was great, you guys. Well done. And now let's welcome to the podium Maui Prep soon-to-be graduate, member of the class of 2021, giving tonight's valedictory address. Please welcome Miss Aisha Pradhan.
Oh, this is a little high here. I'm a little short. When I first arrived at Maui Preparatory Academy back in 2016, I felt overwhelmed with emotions of jitteriness, anxiety, and unease. Having only ever gone to a large public school, surrounded by familiar faces since the first grade, I was petrified of the transition to a smaller private school. I knew that a new school meant change, a change of education, friend group, and lifestyle. On my first day of school, as a young and awkward freshman, I entered Maui Prep and was immediately greeted by a welcoming group of individuals. Over the years, I've created meaningful relationships with many of those individuals, as well as several faculty members who have served as guiding members in my life. Deep down in my heart, I knew that Maui Prep would be a chapter filled with constant support, new experiences, and limitless opportunities. In all honesty, it was not all sunshine and rainbows. As with almost every graduating class, the class of 2021 did not always get along throughout the 4 years of high school that we spent together. The multifarious personalities often clashed and resulted in various factions within the humble class of 20. Historically, this divide was bridged, the traditional senior trip occurring in the spring. However, as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, off-island travel was not possible. This was just one example of how the coronavirus pandemic ultimately stimulated the class divide within the past year and a half. One may ask, what was the hardest moment of senior year? And truthfully, many moments were hard. really up until senior spring, you guys. Prior to the start of the school year, we were faced with the daunting question of if school would even be in person this year. On August 17th, 2020, after almost a semester of virtual instruction the prior school year, Maui Prep became one of the few private schools in the island, state, and even entire nation to open up for physical instruction, all thanks to the relentless work of the administration, Board of Trustees, and the Pueo Task Force. I know that I speak for many of you when I express my gratitude for this work, as although we may take it for granted, education truly is a privilege. Despite being physically in school, a cloud of fear and uncertainty brought about the ominous question of whether or not Maui Prep, or Maui as a whole, would return to lockdown, forcing school to suddenly shift to 30-hour-a-week Zoom school. Thankfully, these fears did not come to fruition, and we, the Maui Prep Ohana, stepped up to the challenge and successfully made it through the 2020 to 2021 school year with minimal virtual instruction. On top of masks, social distancing, and anxiety, college applications added an additional layer of stress really up until Christmas break. The academic course load neither became easier, nor did extracurricular activities take less time from the week. The class of 2021 was bombarded with teacher recommendations, scholarships, college applications, and senior capstone, all while juggling academia, athletics, and adjusting to life's new normal. Many universities became the most selective in all of school history, as these institutions had a skyrocketing number of applications this year. In all honesty, many of us cried, tears of happiness from accomplishments, as well as tears of sadness from dispiriting rejections. It is safe to say that collectively, the class of 2021 all overcame the battle, which was college application season, and moreover, learned many valuable life lessons which we will carry with us and reflect upon within these next few months. As a graduating senior and soon-to-be alumni of the school, I want to offer a piece of advice to those who will go through the college application process within the next few years. Suyash Pradhan is my 9-year-old brother sitting in the audience tonight. He's a member of the graduating class of 2030, so I dedicate this piece of advice to you. The key of college applications is to not rise to the occasion, to impress the college. It is about staying true to yourself and letting your accomplishments shine through. Listen to your body and take mental health days when you need so. But in the end, believe in yourself and trust the process. Love you, bud. Despite many class differences, the class of 2021 was ultimately faced with two options: graduate with our backs turned against one another, or come together with a purpose and finish the year strong. Though we succeeded as a whole, we owe it to certain individuals, namely our beloved senior class advisors, Mr. Rob Lloyd and Mr. John James, who took on the challenge of advising the class of 2021. As a team, they created a comfortable environment for seniors to work in and served as spectacular mediators whenever there were soon-to-be interventions. Secondly, we owe it to our favorite principal, Mr. Ryan Kirkham. His tough fatherly love strategy bridged our class together during some of our most infantile moments throughout the 4 years of high school. And trust me, there were many. Finally, I would like to personally thank our one and only Director of Admissions, Ms. Liz Tersick. Thank you for always having your figurative and literal door open for tea sessions, per se, or just to offer any life advice to any senior who wanted to come in. On behalf of the graduating seniors, thank you all for your patience, sincerity, and kindness and support throughout our high school career. Slowly but surely, the class of 2021 was able to unite under common goals. Maui Prep's annual lip sync competition during Spirit Week served as the perfect outlet for the class to collaborate with the goal of beating the other high school classes. Our infamous cross-dressing, combined with this positive spirit, resulted in us remaining lip sync champions our freshman, sophomore, and senior year. The Pueo Challenge, one of Maui Prep's coveted traditions, also served as an outlet for class bonding. Year after year, we placed second to the graduating classes of 2018, 2019, and 2020. So we unanimously decided that we had had enough and that it was finally time to break our losing streak, which we successfully accomplished. the Lahaina community may now address us as the Pueo Challenge champions. Some of the seniors even bonded over certain academic courses, like Dr. Moylan's advanced placement calculus class. Surprisingly, we bonded over waking up at 7 a.m. on a calm Sunday morning to take a 4-hour practice exam. Hey, thankfully there were Krispy Kreme donuts there, so I would say it was pretty worth it. Finally, this past week, we came together to jump around at a trampoline park, watch the sunset at Poli Poli, go to late-night IHOP drives, as well as start a fire hazard at D.T. Fleming's beach during our bonfire. The class of 2021 behind me are a collection of hardworking, dedicated, kind-hearted, opinionated, and sometimes very hard-headed individuals. Many of us are MIL champions, state qualifiers, Pueo athletes, academic leaders, as well as community service contributors. The seniors behind me are an impressive bunch and should be proud of everything which they have accomplished. Thank you, parents, teachers, and the whole Lahaina community for watching us grow as individuals. As we now venture into the adult world, despite all the bickering, polarization, and quarrels throughout the year, the class of 2021 has become an exemplar for the value of unity. This quote from Mr. James still resonates with me to this day. If you don't like someone, go get a coffee, look at some whales, and then come back. I know this may sound absurd, but the validity of this quote is astounding. The pandemic has illustrated the necessity for human connection in human life, so why should one waste their energy on the hatred of others? This year's seniors have learned that despite our differences in thoughts, values, and beliefs, we are able to unify under a common purpose and achieve anything we set our minds to, as well as have fun while we're doing so. We have survived, overcame, and adapted during these times of adversity, and these critical experiences will forever guide us as we navigate the waters of life beyond college. Thank you all.
Thank you, Aisha. That was great. Seniors, maybe just stand up real quick, turn around, take a look. Pretty special. This is where we get to have graduation, you guys. All right. You can take a seat. Once again, for your listening pleasure, please join me in welcoming members of the senior class. A little bit of a surprise for the rest of you. Mr. Jack Sisko and Peyton Gillespie as they perform the song All Star.
Hey everyone, I'm Peyton.
I'm Jack.
We've been working on a little something for the past couple of weeks, and we wanted to surprise it with everyone here today.
This year has been hard for our seniors. We know that firsthand. With COVID, college stuff, and a little sprinkle of senior drama in there.
So again, we wanted to dedicate this performance to the class of 2021. This one's for you guys. It's going to be fun, so feel free to sing along and just have some fun with it.
You all know the song. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and you hit the ground running. Wasn't enough just to live for fun. Your brain gets small but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back street? How do you know if you don't go? How can you shine if you don't glow? Hey now, you're an all-star, put your game on, go play. Hey
right, give another big round of applause. Thank you, Jack and Peyton. Classic Jack Sisko. It is both an honor and a privilege to introduce this evening's commencement speaker. He is one of Maui Prep's English and history teachers and a perennial favorite amongst his students. As selected by the class of 2021, and this is legit. This is legit. Please welcome Lord John Alden James III.
Buenas noches. Colleagues, families, friends, trustees, in the class of 2021, this year, it's been a lot. Kudos to everybody in this community for making it happen. We are so fortunate to have had this time go this way. And to you seniors, for hanging in there and finishing strong. This was at times quite challenging, but you stuck with it, and here we are. You were like lumps of coal that just never gave up, and here you sit. Beautiful diamonds in a sunset, peering over the precipice into adulthood. Let's take a second to savor this moment in time before it's come and gone. When you asked me to speak tonight, I thought a lot about what I might say. And it's hard, because we've spent innumerable hours with each other over these last few years in so many different courses. And in many ways, you've already heard all of my stories and my jokes and my blathering on about the First Amendment. We've also seen each other's good, bad, and ugly. I'll go last. Remember that week I tried to quit coffee? I'm really sorry, you guys. I've confronted you with seemingly infinite abstract topics so that I could help you both challenge and develop your dialectic, consciousness, tone, art, ideologies, isms, literature, culpability, economics, bias, government structures, cryptocurrencies. Sheesh. But in truth, I really never have put it all together in one cohesive why for you. And that's because I wanted to teach you how to think, not what to think. And I never wanted to give you the opportunity to guess what I really think, because that's just not what I'm doing here. I say it all the time, of course. I'm a neutral vessel of observational knowledge. I'm a metaphorical Switzerland, a philosophical libertarian on all issues. Let everyone do exactly what they want on their own lawn, so long as they keep it off mine and yours. But at the risk of giving away the farm and showing other Maui Prep students a glimpse behind the curtain, I'm going to give you my most salient and sacred piece of perspective, which I believe is a universal truth. You ready? Time is the most important thing. It's not even close. Too easy? Okay. if you accept my premise that time is the most important thing, as I look at all of you, diamonds in the sunset, right now, you are all billionaires. You literally have billions of moments with which you may do whatever you want. Those moments, and your king's ransom of them, are worth everything. Don't believe me? Okay. Ask anyone over 40 in this audience what they would do for one more weekend at 20. Or a month at 25. Or one more year of good health at the end of it all. Or Ozzy's metabolism for one meal. Consider their perception of your time. Now, try to calculate a value for those moments. Here's the quick answer. It has infinite value to anybody paying attention. But the catch is that you need to see it in the moment, or else you run the risk of only realizing it after it's too late. Come and gone. Remember how I said universal truth? I first discovered the elegant simplicity of this idea and the challenge it represents, looking into the eyes of the most important person in my life as she lay dying on her deathbed 13 years ago. She had all of the money in the world, but her time was up. And though she'd lived a great life, in those last months, as we sat and talked, she wished so many moments had gone the other way. As the Tahitians say, c'est la guerre. That's the war. It cannot be helped. But it was at that moment in time that I realized the value of my moments in time. Death is, of course, part of life. You certainly can't change that. But you can, in fact, figure out how to create the most value for your individual time and collective moments, and live your life accordingly. To that end, after really understanding the fragility of time, I left my first career in New York City to see the world for over 10 years. I did it to try and see as many new things as I could, to embrace other cultures, to learn new languages, to fall in love, and to figure out exactly how I did want to spend my time, my moments. And I paid a lot of attention to who seemed to be the happiest and why. I've lived in a lot of different places and met so many different people. Chileans, Danish, Tahitians, Kiwis, Japanese, Marquesians, French, Moroccans, Balinese, Bhutanese, Indians. You know who seemed the happiest to me? The people spending their time as if it has more value than anything else. But what about all the things I need to do? I'm gonna be busy, Char says in retort. Fair point, Chachi. To be sure, you have much to study and accomplish, careers to build, relationships to develop, families to raise. And you have to do it all in a world that is constantly automating, permutating, and innovating beneath your feet and thumbs. On top of that, there will be tragedies amidst your triumphs, impossibly difficult moments amidst your epic days. Throughout all of this, you must simply remember one thing. Value your moments at all costs. Okay, but how do you do that? Nolan astutely inquires. Great question, Mr. Brown. The most critical single ingredient to valuing your time is staying positive, no matter what comes your way. You see, positivity and negativity are the instruments that function to control your perception of time. Do I sound like a karate teacher? Bear with me for one more critical premise, which is that time doesn't really exist. Not in the linear way that we typically count, label, and think about it. Don't believe me? Okay. Sunday night scaries versus Friday morning coffees. How does time function there? What kind of moments are you remembering right now as you juxtapose those two? Or let's rewind to the second week of school this year, after the adrenaline of reopening Maui Prep, amidst the COVID hysteria of last summer. August 24th, Monday morning, 9:45 a.m. Lunch is in an hour and a half. I've got a counter on my wall. You have 174 days of school left. 35 Mondays. You were drowning in college essays, applications, scholarships, coursework, a media obsessed with making every living moment terrifying. How was your headspace? Positive or negative? How quickly did you get from that Monday morning to that Friday afternoon? And really, what do you remember of that time? Was it memorable in the way it was spent? And yet, how long did those 4 days seem at the time? I would wager that you remember almost 0 moments from that time. Now rewind to last week. Same length of time. The counter read 1 more Monday. 5 days left. You guys were at the top of the mountain. Positive as I've ever seen you. Now, was that 4 days spent in the same manner with respect to time? If you cost-benefit the moments from that week, did you get the same return? How long or short did last week seem? So to recap, 2 identical lengths of time. Positive was quick, lots of memories. Negative was long, but with little value in terms of moments you are taking with you. It seems fairly obvious, but if you believe my premise that you were rich in time, you must also admit that you are poor in experience. Despite your billionaire status, you are destitute in terms of hours at sea, and the perspective that comes with that time spent. As you approach new experiences, remember that positivity allows your perspective to develop to its fullest capacity. With this in mind, try new things. Don't say stuff like, I'm not a fill in the blank type of guy. Just do it. Say yes. Read books. Look at art. Spend time in nature, appreciating the majesty of it all. Put your phone in your pocket. Look strangers in the eye and say, hey, how's it going? Your phone and time spent on it is one of the worst investments that you can make with your moments. I try not to say hate, but I hate your phone. You're giving all of your physical time to a group of crazy people who don't value it at all, for free. And you're letting the tone of the internet in all its glory charge you twice. Once with your actual moments, the second time around with all the rest of that time. When those moments not spent staring at the fictional lives of strangers infects the rest of your life. As you journey to college campuses in the fall, consider the idea that culture is upriver of everything in this country. To that end, be the beacon of light on a hill that democracy was in the early days of the Republic. Be an agent of change in your social surrounding. Curate a network of positive people and add extra value to your time and theirs. Conversely, don't let other people's negativity become yours. Empathize with them. Try to lead by example in both your actions and your perspective. But if they insist, value yourself and your time and protect it accordingly at all costs. As the philosopher Gucci Mane once said, the present is the gift. Use your gift wisely. It's not about carpe diem and not working hard or going skydiving because YOLO, or some cliche remark that life goes by faster than summer vacation, blah, blah, blah. It's the idea that you understand the profound opportunity of each and every moment, good and bad. Creating value and memories from those moments that you can take with you, no matter what comes your way. Positive or negative, there is always a choice. It's been an honor and a privilege for me to spend so much of my time and my moments at this school and with this crew. You, class of 2021, have left an indelible mark on Maui Prep. And we hope that you will take this special place and our moments together with you in spirit as you see the world. Come home soon and often. We miss you already. In closing, I urge you to drink lots of water, to learn to meditate, to take risks. Don't reply all. Never forget who your real friends are. Get comfortable with the phrase, "What can I do to help?" Think critically. Ask why and why not. Be civically minded. Hold your government accountable. Give back to your community. And please, stay positive and protect your time at all costs. Good luck, my friends.
Thank you, Lord James III, for your inspirational words of wisdom. That was great. At this time, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Keenan Reeder, our Director of Athletics and Director of College Counseling, and Dr. Lisa Zamora, Academic Dean and Counselor, to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Kirkham. It's an honor to be here tonight, once again, to share our college enrollment information. I'm proud to announce this evening that all 20 graduates plan to further their education after graduation. Yeah, you can give them a round of applause for that. The senior class received 77 offers of admission to colleges and universities with over an 82% acceptance rate. Quite an impressive statistic. In addition, I think you have a Maui Prep record here. The class of 2021 was offered over $3.1 million in scholarship awards over 4 years. Wow. Congratulations to the class of 2021. There are a number of students who are being recognized tonight who are wearing special cords over their gowns. First is a very special group. This is truly a historic graduation in Maui Prep's history, especially for those of us old-timers who have been here since the beginning. We have talked about this day since we welcomed our first preschool class to campus in 2006. This will be the first graduating class with students who have gone through Maui Prep for their entire education, age 3 preschool through high school. These pioneers are being recognized with special blue and black braided cords. Congratulations for making it through 15 years at Maui Prep. You are truly products of our community, and we couldn't be more proud of the young men and women you've become. We are especially proud to recognize Jonah Kirkham and Jolene Munch. Please stand and be recognized. A special mahalo to their parents, Ryan and Stephanie Kirkham, and Jorg and Linda Munch, for believing in us and trusting us to assist them in raising their children. Please also stand and be recognized. And I would be amiss not to ask the Parnell Ohana and Snyder Ohana, who has been here since their kids were 4 years old, to also please stand and be recognized. Keela and Sydney, you can also stand. Thank you. You may be seated. And I think what makes this community really special, I'm going to give a special shout out to their original preschool teacher is here to see them graduate tonight. Welcome, Miss Erica Huck. We are also recognizing graduates this evening with special gold cords. These students are graduating as members of the National Honor Society. Membership into the National Honor Society is based upon a student's outstanding performance in the areas of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. We honor these students tonight for their commitment to these areas. Will Paloma Banto, Jolene Munch, Sydney Snyder, Peyton Gillespie, and Aisha Pradhan please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. The students wearing special rainbow cords are graduating as members of the National Art Honor Society. The National Art Honor Society recognizes outstanding achievements in art scholarship, character, and service. Will National Art Honor Society members Paloma Banto, Jolene Munch, Lily Borland, Charlton Hannon, and Sydney Snyder please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to pass the mic over to Academic Dean and Counselor Dr. Lisa Zamora to recognize those graduates graduating with honors tonight.
It is my pleasure to recognize our graduates who are graduating with honors this evening. Graduates, please stand and be recognized when your name is called. Students graduating cum laude have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 to 3.49 throughout high school and have attended Maui Prep for at least 4 semesters. These students are Lily Borland, Jordan Hooglam, Ashley Nielsen, Keela Parnell, and Noelle Shevland. You may be seated. Students graduating magna cum laude have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.5 to 3.79 throughout high school. These students are Nolan Brown, Slater Fleck, Isaac Hessel, Jonah Kirkham, and Sophie Weber. You may be seated. Students graduating summa cum laude have earned a cumulative GPA of 3.8 or above throughout high school. These students are Paloma Banto, Ozzy Doherty, Peyton Gillespie, Zaira Gonzalez, Charlton Hamnen, Jolene Munch, Aisha Pradhan, Jack Sisko, Sydney Snyder, and Kiana Villamar. You may be seated. After everything is said and done, this graduating class has an average GPA of 3.85. Congratulations. It is my honor at this time to introduce the Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Rob Lloyd, who will present the Faculty Merit Award.
Hi, everyone. The Faculty Merit Award is voted on by the faculty and awarded to the graduating senior who most exemplifies the spirit of Maui Prep and has made the most of their time here. One of the toughest things to achieve at any age, but especially as a high school student, is balance. We live in a time when there is a lot of value placed on specialization and individual achievement, even at the cost of relationships. So when you see a student who is able to achieve balance, they stand out. The recipient of this award has been able to balance academic ambition with being a reliable and supportive friend to their peers. She's been able to balance dedication to athletics and focus on her training with being a good teammate. She's balanced her strong faith and ethical compass with an openness to new ideas. She's balanced her personal goals with the demands and expectations of being a school leader. She's balanced her roles as sister, daughter, student, athlete, leader, friend, and role model, and done it with grace and humility. This is an individual who lifts all of us by her example and makes her community a better place. It's my honor to present the Faculty Merit Award for the class of 2021 to Paloma Banto.
Congratulations, Paloma. Here we go. We are getting closer. We're getting closer to diploma time. I'd now like to invite Dr. Solis back up to the podium.
At this time, I would like to have all current and past board members please stand to be recognized once again. Please stand. I thank you all on behalf of our entire Ohana for your dedication and exceptional efforts to sustain Maui Prep in the present while helping us plan for an extraordinary future. Maui Prep would not be what it is today, and we could not imagine what Maui Prep can become without you. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming up to the podium with me, Mr. Jim Bozick, President of Maui Prep's Board of Trustees. Jim, it is my pleasure to certify that each of the members of the class of 2021 has successfully completed the graduating requirements of Maui Preparatory Academy. As such, they have duly earned and are entitled to their high school diplomas.
As President of the Board of Trustees, I officially confer the Maui Preparatory Academy diplomas to each of the members of the class of 2021. I congratulate the members of the class of 2021 for achieving this milestone in their lives. And I also want to thank you, parents, families, the board once again, and Maui Prep's outstanding faculty for all their efforts to support you on this journey. I also want to say thanks again to Dr. Solis, Ryan Kirkham, Dr. Zamora, and all the administration for having us in school the entire year. Great job.
All right, thank you, Jim and Dr. Solis. Well, here we go. The big moment has arrived. Let me get them out. I just about forgot them in my office earlier. I had to run down and get them. All right, class of 2021. Remember, we got a smile for the pictures. Take a look at, is that Beyonce or Betty or who is that tonight, Mr. Chin? Here we go. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the graduates of Maui Preparatory Academy. First up, Paloma Bonto. Lillian Rebecca Borland. Nolan A.E. Esteban Brown. Ozzie William Doherty. Slater Miles Fleck. Peyton Gillespie. Zaira Gonzalez. Charlton Lene Hannon. Isaac Hessel. Jordan Eden Hoaglam. Did you get your community service done?
2 days to spare.
Did you do all your projects?
Sure did.
Your mom's paying me $500 to throw this diploma away right now, so you're not allowed to go anywhere next year. Never in the history of Maui Prep, or there's only one person in the history of Maui Prep, I think, on these hallowed grounds right here that ran around naked as a 2-year-old. Yeah, it was funny when you were 2. It was a little awkward last week. Jonah Matthew Kirkham.
My back hurts.
Member of the original 3-year-old preschool class with Mrs. Huck, Jolene Munch. Ashley Taylor Nielsen. He joined us with the 4-year-old preschool class. Keela Parnell. Aisha Pradhan.
You did. Here we go. We'll get it off the photos here. Here we go. 1 second. Oh, here it is.
Thank you.
All right, we've heard his vocal talents this evening. Jack Sisko. Noelle Shevland. We heard earlier she joined us in our 4-year-old preschool class, Sydney Mahina Snyder. Kiana Viamar. And last but certainly not least, Sophie Weber. All right, class of 2021, let's stand. Let's do this together. Take the tassel, move it from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and privilege to officially announce to you the graduated class of 2021. Faculty, if we can step out and please line the aisles. Faculty, please step out of your rows and line the aisles. Yeah, line those aisles, faculty. Slater Fleck, throw some elbows. Make sure you get to that very back. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates of 2021, you are dismissed. Congratulations, you guys. All right, everyone, the graduates are gathering in the back. Feel free to gather up some lays or floaties, whatever you like, and you can go meet them back there. We'll meet back on stage in a few minutes for a group photo.
Ryan, good job.
That was fun, huh?
That was great.
Good job.